Hi, this video is on the construction of an outdoor kitchen. This outdoor kitchen was constructed all of concrete. I did it all myself. This is something you could easily do. It took about 5 weeks and the results came out really good. Here's a view, closer up view. It's got a built-in egg, a built-in side burner, ice maker, sink cabinetry, built-in garbage can, and then a Summit Weber grill. It's all covered in travertine with a granite top. Has electric and water. Here's a view from the back side. That was an existing wall. This wall we had to construct where the bar top is. And here's a view of the back wall where the refrigerator and the garbage can is. So that's what it looks like finished. I'll take you back through the process. Everything came from Lowe's, so this is definitely a do-it-yourself project. We started by laying out the appliances. You can see the green egg has arrived. The other components haven't arrived yet, but we did start to build this wall right here in this area. I put rebar down into the ground. You can see here about 3 inches down, and then I epoxied the rebar in to form the block wall on top of it. We'll later tie in top rebar, make that a really solid wall. And you can see just started laying coarse block. This was my first attempt at building a wall. Tying a string between, say, this point and moving that string up with each course is a must. I did not do that, and the wall is slightly crooked that we were able to fix in the stucco, but if I did it again, I would tie a string to keep myself not only level, but true in and out this direction. So the wall is pretty much completed, ready to put the cap on, and we started laying out concrete blocks. You can see here, and here's where the side burner is. The grill arrived, and here's more block over here. And what we did was lay the block out with the actual appliances, and just to keep our tolerances really tight. The advantage to that is you get a really nice finished look. The disadvantage is if any of the components go bad, you really need to find the same thing or have it repaired. Here's this opening will be under the sink area. And you can see the sink I needed was larger than the distance between this opening, so I've left this area notched out to handle part of the sink. The finished sink actually comes from the inside of this wall all the way over to the ice maker. And then this area here, we formed that and changed it a number of times. You'll see in later pictures where I decided to just leave this all open. So here we're forming the foundation. The whole patio is slanted outward from the house, so in order to fix that, we poured a level foundation. And we put rebar in the same way we did the wall to keep the side walls of the cabinetry really solid. Here's the rest of the foundation under the egg would be this area, and then a little area of foundation behind this, behind the grill. And the reason why I did that is if I ever sprayed water up in here, I don't want it getting behind anything, so this will act as a water barrier if we wash down the deck. We mixed a ton of concrete, and here's where we poured the foundation. You can see the rebar is already set for those interior walls in the cabinetry. I didn't have to build this whole thing out of concrete, but I decided to because I get narrower walls and I get no rot ever. The thing is rock solid. So once the rebar set up, once the concrete's set up, then we moved on to the cap here on the retaining wall under the bar. We built a form, and then we laid the rebar pipe in, as you can see here, and kids signed their name in it. But here's a close-up of the rebar. Drilled a hole about 3 inches in and epoxied one piece into the wall, and then we just looped rebar around each cavity that is going to have concrete in it. I left some of them empty for electrical runs later. and then we just filled it with concrete. So here it is with the forms off, and some of these walls are being set in. Here's the pad for the area under the refrigerator. Later I poured an additional pad over here for the garbage can. You'll see that. I hadn't planned that. It was kind of a last minute thing. Here's the walls are set. Again, I still haven't removed this wall. That'll come down for access. That's the fridge area. And here's a view of the outside wall, ready for stucco. And here I removed this wall, ground off the rebar, and this will just give much better access up under the egg. I'll have to put boards back here to hold the granite, which you'll see in later pictures, but this gives me an area to store the ceramic parts to the egg, and that's worked out to be really convenient. I'm really glad I did that. This gas tank ended up being relocated, so that's no longer a gas tank area. Originally it was. And here's a better view of that storage area, what that'll look like. I decided to pour this area to hold the tanks. I wanted the tanks as far away as I could get them from the flame source, and this worked out to be a great space for that. And then here's the pad that I poured to put where the garbage can will be. And again, those two areas were kind of an afterthought based on a recommendation of a friend. There's another picture of the egg sitting in there, trying to get the egg at the right height and level. I wanted it to be almost the same level as the grill. It did end up being a little higher though, which is fine. Here's that area under the tanks, ready for block. Here's the area next to the refrigerator, which is now ready for, it's actually going to be wood. I didn't have enough clearance using block here and here, so in order to keep it centered, I ended up framing this out of wood and covering it with concrete board. This area here and the area around the propane tanks is the only area that's wood in the whole thing. There's another look at that foundation under the garbage can. And here I started to place these doors in place. So all of this stuff came from barbecueguys.com, very good price.